Hello and welcome back to the Bougainville Parliament TV live broadcast of the ABG Parliament sitting, day number 3, today being Thursday, the 27th of March 2025. We welcome you back to the afternoon session today, and if you've just joined us or have been with us since the morning session began after 10 today, we welcome you to this afternoon's Parliament sitting, and our time is at 2 o'clock Bougainville Standard Time, as mentioned by the speaker before they had left for lunch. 2 o'clock Bougainville Standard Time is the time to start the afternoon session today. Wherever you are tuning into, if it's here within Bougainville, North, Central and South Bougainville, or across Papua New Guinea or other countries around the globe, we welcome you to the Bougainville Parliament TV, where we'll be bringing you a live coverage of the Parliament sitting this afternoon. Very quickly going through who is in the chambers this afternoon. As we speak, we have the Minister for Technical Services and Member for Lule Constituency, Honorable Joseph Mona, is in the chambers. We also have the Minister for Health and Member for Bolave Constituency, Honorable Dennis Lokonai, also in the chambers. And we have the Minister for DPI, who is also the member for Haku constituency, Honorable Patrick Colles, and Minister for Police, Honorable John Bosco Ragu. So we have these ministers that are already in the chambers this afternoon. Also acknowledging the member for BHOR constituency and Minister for Community Government, Honorable Theonila Matbob, is also in the precinct of the chambers for this afternoon's session. Other members, ordinary members, include Honorable Matthias Salas, who is the member for North Nasioi constituency in Central Bougainville. We also have Honorable Charles Kakapetai, member for Tewa constituency and also Assistant Speaker to the Parliament. Moving on to South Bougainville, we have Honorable Willie Matthew, who is the member for Kono constituency, and Honorable Joseph Kim Suamaru, member for Kopi constituency. Also coming into the chambers this afternoon, we have the Minister for Finance and Treasury, who is also the member representing women in Central Bougainville, Honorable Geraldine Paul. Also member for South Bougainville Veterans, Honorable Robert Kebao, and member for Baba constituency, Honorable Emmanuel Carlos Kaitavara. So these are the members that are currently in the chambers this afternoon. Also, I'm acknowledging member for South Nasioi constituency in Central Bougainville, Honorable Justin Borja, and member for Evo Torau constituency, Honorable Lawrence Sirapui. And for this afternoon's session, waiting for other ministers and members to return to the chambers, and when the Speaker of Parliament does come into the chambers, then our session for this afternoon will begin. But very quickly going through what was discussed earlier on this morning in the morning session. We had the debate of
it was the private members.
Sorry, there was no debates. There were ordinary members or private members were given the time to present their statements, and that was when we had members in the likes of BHOR constituency, Honorable Lawrence Sirapui. He was able to give his statement on the progress of his constituency. Also, Honorable Justin Borja, member for South Nasio constituency, as well as a member for Kono constituency, Honorable Willie Masiu, was able to give his report or statement from his constituency as well. So the earlier part of the morning was time given for ordinary members or private members to give their statements, and after those then they had taken a lunch break, and we are back in the chambers. Also earlier on we had some questions that were raised to the Minister for Community Government, Honorable Theonila Matbob, and she was able to respond to that before the House had suspended for lunch. And going back, taking you back, listeners, taking you back to yesterday's sitting. We were fortunate to have the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and Independence Mission Implementation, Honorable Ezekiel Massat, to present his statement. He had presented his statements, and if you were with us before we took a break for lunch, we mentioned that in his statement, Minister talked about the process that the options that are there for Bougainville to gain its independence, or used to gain its independence. One being the ratification, where the National Parliament decides on the ratifies the referendum votes to determine our independence. The second being the constitution making process. We can use the constitution making process to gain independence for Bougainville. And the third being the use of international lobbying with other countries of the world to gain our independence, or to gain Bougainville's independence. So those were three options that the minister mentioned in his statement. He also gave a brief report on the first meeting that both governments, Papua New Guinea government and Bougainville government, had with the moderator to discuss or find a way forward on finding that balance to decide what the process would be, or what process the parliament would follow to do the ratification or ratifying of the referendum results in the national parliament. So that report of the moderator's meeting was mentioned. The minister also gave a report on the process done by the Bougainville Constitutional Planning Commission on writing up a draft constitution for the independent nation to be. So with the process that's been taking place with the BCPC, Bougainville Constitutional Planning Commission, Minister Massat had given a report on that, and following that, later on this afternoon, this will be confirmed by the Speaker when the House comes into session. There will be a motion to form or establish the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly this afternoon, and tomorrow the members of the Constituent Assembly will be sworn in. Okay, just a brief on the Constituent Assembly. The members consisting, or the members that will make up the Constituent Assembly have been appointed by the Bougainville Executive Council. They will be made known later on, and when this House, Bougainville House of Representatives, witnesses or accepts the motion to establish the Constituent Assembly, this House will rise, and the Constituent Assembly, when established, will be looking after Bougainville when the ABG or Bougainville goes into its elections. So just a brief on that. This was mentioned by the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and Independence Mission Implementation, Honorable Ezekiel Massat. Also on yesterday, or during yesterday's session, yesterday afternoon session, we had the statement by the Vice President, who is also the Minister for Commerce, Trade and Economic Development, Honorable Patrick Nisira. And in his statement, he mentioned the progress his ministry had done in establishing policies within the ministry, and he also mentioned other policies that are yet to be established, and maybe in the next house the new members that come in would establish these policies that are still being worked on. For our viewers, if you've just joined us, we are into the afternoon session of the ABG or Bougainville Parliament sitting. We're waiting for the speaker to come in, and when the speaker does enter the chambers, then the afternoon session will begin. And when the afternoon session begins, of course, the speaker, Honorable Simon Pentanu, will announce what will be shared in this afternoon's session. But looking back at who is in the chambers, Honorable Ezekiel Massat, who is the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and Independence Mission Implementation, has come into the chambers. And we also have Honorable Matthias Salas, member for North Nasir constituency, also within the precinct of the chambers, and member representing the veterans in South Bougainville, Honorable Robert Kebau, also in the chambers. We also have the member for Selau constituency, Honorable Paul Tsung, is also in the chambers, and member for Atolls constituency, Honorable Tayu Pais, is also in the chambers. So yes, this is day number 3 of the Parliament sitting for Bougainville, and we are currently waiting for the Speaker of Parliament when he does enter the chambers, and then the afternoon session for today, being Thursday the 27th of March, will begin. And our time is at 23 past 2 Bougainville Standard Time. We're still waiting for the speaker to come in, but acknowledging our viewers, if you are tuning in or watching us live, joining us live from across the globe or around the globe. We had viewers from Japan, Australia, United States of America, United Kingdom, and across Papua New Guinea, wherever you are tuning in and watching us live. We thank you so much for your company in viewing this live coverage of the Parliament sitting. We also acknowledge our viewers from within Bougainville, our viewers in central Bougainville, South Bougainville, as well as North Bougainville. We thank you so much for staying in tune with us, and of course watching your constituency members and ministers actually live in Parliament these past few days. So the ABG Parliament, or the Bougainville Parliament TV, had begun streaming on Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. That was the first day of the sitting. Yesterday, Wednesday, was the second day of the Parliament sitting, and today, Thursday, is the third day of the ABG Parliament sitting. Normally what happens is when the members and ministers are in the chambers, and as soon as the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Simon Pentanu, and the Deputy Clerk come into the chambers, then the session starts. So at the moment we have members, ordinary members and ministers have come into the chambers and are awaiting the arrival of the Speaker for the session to start. So also within the chambers this afternoon we have the member for Hagogoe constituency, Honorable Robert Hamalsawa, is in the chambers this afternoon. Honorable Robin Wilson, member representing Terra constituency, is also in the chambers. In the chambers we also have the member representing the veterans in central Bougainville, Honorable Linus Dake. Honorable Linus Junior Dake is also in the chambers. And for the members from the southern region, or southern Bougainville South Bougainville region, we have Honorable Joseph Mona, member for Lule constituency, Honorable Zacharias Nungnung, the constituency member for Motuna Huyono Tukunutui constituency, and we also have Honorable Junior Tumare, member for Makis constituency and Minister for Lands, also within the chambers this afternoon. Viewers, if you've just joined us, we welcome you to our live coverage this afternoon. We are still waiting for the Speaker of the Bougainville House of Parliament, Honorable Simon Pentanu, to come into the chambers, and then the afternoon sessions will begin. But going back, take you back to the first day of the sitting on Tuesday afternoon, we were able to have the President, Honorable Ismail Torwama, to issue, he had issued his statement on the first day, and after his statement was issued, we had the Minister for Education, Honorable Thomas Pataku, also present. He was able to present his statement as well. So these two statements were presented on the first day of the sitting, which was on Tuesday, the 25th of March 2025. On the second day, which was yesterday, we had statements from the Attorney General. We had statements from the Attorney General and Minister for Justice and Independence Mission Implementation, Honorable Ezekiel Massat. We also had a statement from the Vice President and Minister for Commerce, Trade and Economic Development, Honorable Patrick Nisira. So these three statements were presented. Two statements yesterday were presented, and following these presentations, debates were done on those statements. And today, or this morning, we were able to have private member statements, opportunity for the private members or constituency members to give their updates or reports on their constituencies. So that was the session in earlier part of the session this morning, where we had the private members presenting their statements, and right after that the Parliament had been suspended for lunch, and at the moment we've gone past 2 p.m. Bougainville Standard Time. We're still waiting for the Speaker to enter the chambers for the afternoon session to begin. But as I've mentioned earlier, some of the members and ministers have already come into the chambers, and we're only awaiting the arrival of the Speaker for the session proper to start this afternoon. Also in the chambers this afternoon, we have the Minister for Public Service, who is also a member representing the women of North Bougainville, Honorable Amanda Masono, has come into the chambers, and we're waiting for other members and ministers to come into the Parliament. So if you were looking at the setting of the chambers as we speak, we have the ministers, or we have the Speaker of Parliament and the clerk who sit in the center of the chambers. And here in the center of the chambers, we have the Speaker of Parliament who sits on the chair. Then in front of him, we have the clerk and the deputy clerk that sit in front of the Speaker. And to the Speaker's left, we have the Leader of Government Business and who is also the Minister for Education, Honorable Thomas Pataku. And next to him, we have the Minister for Justice and Independence Mission, and Attorney General, Honorable Ezekiel Massat. Then next to him, we have the Minister for Community Government, Honorable Theonila Matbob, Minister for Lands, Honorable Junior Tumare, and Minister for Public Service, Honorable Amanda Masono, Minister for Health, Honorable Dennis Lokonai, and Minister for Technical Services, Honorable Joseph Mona. So these ministers sit to the left side of the Speaker. Towards the right side of the Speaker, we have the Honorable President, Ishmael Torawama, and next to the President is the Vice President, Honorable Patrick Nisira. Next to the Vice President, we have a Minister for Finance and Treasury, Honorable Geraldine Paul. Then next to her, we have the Minister for DPI, Honorable Patrick Collis. Also next to him, the Minister for Police, Honorable John Bosco Ragu. And after the Minister for Police, we have And next to the Minister for Police, we have the Minister for Community Development, Honorable Maurice Opeti. So these are the ministers that sit to the right of the Speaker. Then in the center of the chambers, we have the ordinary members sitting towards the left and right side of the Parliament, of the chambers. And in the middle, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Triskai Tavara, and Assistant Speaker, Honorable Charles Kakapitai, sitting next to her. They both sit towards the center of the chambers. So that's just an overview of the sitting arrangements. We have the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, the Clerk of Parliament, and the Deputy Clerk sitting up in front. On the left side of the Speaker, we have the ministers. Also on the right side, we have the ABG ministers. And to the front, we have the ordinary members. And viewers, we now have the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Simon Pentanu, has just arrived into the chambers, and this is where we will join them for the afternoon session.
I call on the clerk.
Speaker, there are questions being lodged with the office. We may proceed to the next item.
Honourable members, we have a supplementary bill we will go through, and I call on the Minister for Finance.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the and the honourable members of the House, I want to present the 2025 ABG Supplementary Budget Bill. I also want to put it down on the record that this supplementary bill is not for any new funding that has come in, but this is a reflection on the last budget that was passed on the 19th of December. And when this supplementary budget were bamiridi, member Emi based Lodisla budget where a bit reconciliation was conducted in the department, and therefore the requirement for us to do a supplementary budget based on that. So it is both my duty and honor to present to this Honourable House the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025, which reflect this government's commitment to fiscal discipline, accountability, strategic investment. Sorry? Oh, I will read the screen now. Oh, okay. Pardon me. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I move that the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025 be read now a first time.
The clerk. The question is that the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025 be now read the first time. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Against say no. The clerk.
First reading of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For Finance, you move that the supplementary bill be now read a second time.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Supplementary Bill 2025 now be read a second time.
Please go ahead and make your speech.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker and the Honourable House of members of this House, it is both my duty and honour to present to this Honourable House the Supplementary Bill 2025, which reflects this government's commitment to fiscal discipline, accountability, and strategic investment in priority development areas across the autonomous region of Bougainville. This bill is introduced under the constitutional requirement of Section 6 of the Bougainville Constitution, and as required under Section 22, Clause 4, and Section 66 of the Bougainville Public Finance Management and Administration Act 2014 for amending the 2025 budget appropriation to align with actual cash availability. Mr. Speaker, allow me to provide the context in which the supplementary budget has been formulated. The original 2025 budget, ABG budget, totaling of 856,655,819 kina was passed by this House on the 19th of December 2024 and transmitted to the National Department of Treasury on 14 January 2025. Upon completion of the 2024 financial year reconciliation, it was established that there was a significant overstatement of development funding carryovers, particularly under the Restoration and Development Grant and Prime Minister's Commitment components. Consequently, the 2025 budget is now revised to 784,812,798 kina, marking the reduction of 71,843,021 kina, or approximately at 8% reduction. So most of you may have wondered why we have not been given the printout of the budget book. It's because of this identification of the variance that is identified in order for us to do the actual printout of the book as well too. So this supplementary budget is therefore not based on new funding, but is a recalibration of existing appropriation to reflect actual available cash and reallocate funds where they are most needed. Legal provision and purpose of the bill, Mr. Speaker. The supplementary bill 2025 is presented to amend the 2025 Appropriation Act by reducing allocation from the Bougainville Consolidated Revenue Fund, realigned expenditure to meet actual budget balances available for disbursement, reappropriate resources to prioritize areas which are or were underfunded or omitted in the original budget. The bill contains clear clauses on commencement, expiry, definitions, and the appropriation details, and is supported by Schedule 1, outlining the application of revised appropriation to respective departments and programs. So the budget reduction and breakdown of that 71.8 million adjustment, the total reduction affects 6 main components. And the sources of these are 2024 Restoration Development Grant, which is 2.1 million, 2024 Restoration Development Areas, which is 8.9 million, 2023 Restoration Development Grant, which is 3.3 million, 2023 Prime Minister's Commitment, which is 53 million, and 2020 Prime Minister's Commitment, 400,000, and 2022 Public Investment Program, which is 3.9 million. The notable justification is that the 53 million under the 2023 Prime Minister's Commitment was transferred to the Bougainville Infrastructure Development Trust account under the management of regional member for Bougainville. As these funds are no longer within the ABG financial control, they are excluded from our revised budget. Revised revenue estimates is that the 784.8 million revised budget is financed through the following sources. The national government grants, which is 487.9 million. Breakdown blame and recurrent grants are 196.5 million, and the development grants are 290 million. The internal revenue where for us in Bougainville is 53.64 million, which include the group GST, the group tax, pardon me, Mr. Speaker, GST, liquor tax, tobacco tax, corporate income tax, motor vehicle registration, RT tax, and interest and dividends from ABG Commercial Holdings. The reappropriated project balance, 243.2 million, brought forward from 2020 and 2024 across various grant types. So what happened is we've now, for the reallocations of the expenditure and which are the sector priorities, Mr. Speaker, this government has made a strategic and equitable allocation of available resources in the 2025 supplementary budget targeting these key priority areas. A, 2025 Restoration Development Grant areas, which is 100 million. Governance, public sector, and independence ready is 37.5 million. Law and justice sector, which is 10.3 million. Health and education, 4.8 million. Infrastructure, 28.8 million. Economic and social sector, 8.6 million. Underneath the Restoration 2025 Development Grant Annual, which is 50 million, Northern Region is 16.925 million, and Central Region 12.8 million. Southern Region is 14.25 million. Bougainville Development Program for that quarter level is 6 million. 2025 Prime Minister's commitment, 100 million. Health and education is 10 million, and infrastructure development is 90 million. In the internal revenue funded expenditure, which is 53.6 million, the executive and legislative services is 6.4 million. Personal and ambulance, it's 28.4 million. ABG debt servicing is 2.5 million. ABG special programs and project is 16.2 million. Under the program amendments and new initiative, where this budget is taking over some of the, into this supplementary budget, the new priority project funded under the 2025 RDG annual, ratification for independence is 600, Bougainville Way Indigenous project, which will be coordinated through the Public Service Office, a department is 300, governance strengthening underneath the community government is 500, budget support vehicle for the finance department, and I want to put it on the record, is this vehicle will be used to do monitoring for all your constituency funding that you will be getting to implementing your project. This will support them because the department doesn't have a support vehicle. And then rice farming project, which is 500, and support to the education board and inspectors. We plan making some amendment coming set after the debate that was held on Tuesday. We've included 400,000 to support the education board and the inspectors to carry out the priorities inspection in the schools. Upward adjustment to existing project, also the salaries and remuneration commission implementation has been included as well too. Also the ABG school fee assistant program has increased to 2 million. Infrastructure project, President's Complex, is also funding boost have been included into to support the renovations of the President's Complex. And then regionalized project, constituency program, exceeding 1 million have been reduced and removed to accommodate this variance. 13 district level programs in Northern, Central, and Southern region as reduction of 100,000 each to accommodate these new priorities. Implication of the supplementary budget, under the financial implication, the budget revision reduces overall spending but improves the quality and targeting of expenditure. Some programs will experience budget cuts. Head of departments will be advised accordingly. Constitutional and legal implication, this supplementary budget means all legal requirements under the Bougainville laws and the Constitution. Political and administrative implication, non-anticipated. The bill consolidated ABG's fiscal position and ensures effective deliveries of services. In conclusion, and call to support, Mr. Speaker, this supplementary budget represents fiscal responsibility, policy consistency, and a vision-driven reallocation of resources to align with our development goals, particularly independence preparedness, infrastructure development, education, health, and governance strengthening. I wish to assure this Honourable House that despite the reduction, no essential services will be compromised. Rather, this budget ensures optimum use of available resources, enhances accountability, and upholds our people's expectation. Therefore, I commend the Supplementary Bill 2025 to this Honourable House and seek the support of all members for its passage. May God continue to bless Bougainville and guide our journey. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member Society like Tok Law, second reading. The bill is on the floor, law debate. The Honourable Member for Hago, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise firstly to congratulate the new Minister for Finance, Honourable Geraldine Fall, for ensuring that we have a supplementary budget that is being tabled in this Honourable House. And of course, I further congratulate the former Finance Minister, which he was also part and parcel to ensure that that supplementary budget was formulated. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I support the supplementary budget. This government is held responsible to ensure that we address our priorities within the Bougainville Public Service through health, education, and other infrastructure development that is going to come up within the region. And I also have noted that North, Central, and South Bougainville, you have your own funding as well to address your priorities within your own regions, which is Honourable President, I'd like to thank you for that contribution to ensure that your government, our government is being felt in our district level through associate funding that has been reflected in our budget. Although there is a reduction of budget long supplementary budget, but I'd like to say that we're heading towards the election, and this government needs to ensure that all our priorities must be met to ensure that we are being seen, our projects are being seen, and they will feel it, and they will touch it to ensure that, yes, this government is doing its all level best to ensure that you come up in Molo, walk come up inside long region blue yumi olgata. Otherwise, we have 3 months left to ensure that we expand this supplementary budget through our members and of course the Bougainville Public Service. Let me also take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to fully thank our secretaries and all our departments within the Bougainville Public Service for the desire and the commitment that you have, the perseverance that you have to ensure that you continue to support our government in ensuring that this government's priorities and the implementation of projects are being felt right down to all the districts and also our constituencies as well. So, Honourable House, let me congratulate you as well that we are going to pass this budget. We're not going to divert any attention, Mr. Speaker. I'm requesting from this Honourable House that this supplementary budget needs to be passed so that your projects can be entertained as well through these priorities which is enlisted and the figures that have been reflected in this supplementary budget. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, congratulations once again, Honourable House. We will pass this budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member for Copy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me too, Mr. support in this budget. It's a reduced budget, but it aligns well, Mr. Speaker, it aligns well with the time left for the tenure of this fourth house. So me fully support in this last budget, but before that, me like thank him, Finance Minister, current one and the former Finance Minister. Thank you, you just overcame your small hurdle. Mipla still need him kind man or same you this house. We wish you well in your elections and hope you can come back. Although I may not be here, but I'm sure you will come back. So thank you for all the work you make him start him this work long formulate him this budget. One kind time, thank you along all department heads, secretaries, na team where he work hard on calibrating this budget to align well with the outstanding programs in this remaining period of the Fourth House. So let me just start by appreciating the work that has gone through to this budget. So, Mr. Speaker, this budget to me seems a balanced budget. It has covered the sectors horizontally, all the sectors, 5 sectors vertically, from the regional to the districts, to the wards, to the constituencies. So it's a well-balanced budget. I fully support this budget. Moreover, the independence ratings were just given this session. All the honorable members we still have outstanding KPIs to meet as far as the independence readiness rankings are concerned. So this budget will help us achieve the timeline and the rankings that are necessary to achieve the independence readiness benchmark. So I'm could play through. Me like just to walk him just maybe one course on safeguard. It's really important as we go about this remaining few months that we ensure that the safeguards are well adhered to, that the safeguards are complied with, so that we use the funds for all the intended purposes, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm about to finish now. Me like registering support from me on behalf of the copy people, the citizens. Me like registering support from me this budget. Me feeling also reduction is well and in harmony to the alignment of the remaining period of this tenure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member for Atolls.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me like Tok Antablon Tupla colleague members, si Tok Pinis, me personally, me like Tok thank you long new Minister of Finance. Na me like Tok thank you too long outgoing Minister of Finance, long good presentation now you make it this afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Excuse me. Normally, long supplementary budget, any containing all areas and one it need to be fixed from the previous budget. And this has been done accordingly. So me supporting this budget, also it is the way forward that any government must continue to do for the sake of funding for developmental aspects for the region. So, Mr. Speaker, me supporting budget, me no like talk plenty time, me have pulling time, but thank you, Mr. Speaker, that I am able to complement this budget by contributing in this sense. Also, me talk. Budget di karamapim, all areas na what needs to be done. Long this plus short time of space for 4 months between now and the 7th of July, which is our time frame. So thank you too much, Minister. Thank you too much, officers, for having come with a very specific outline supplementary budget, which me plan now ikisim this afternoon. Thank you, Minister. And me like to also, Mr. Speaker, me no like pulling plan di talk because all get a specification and me start on this presentation and me clear him out straight why we have this supplementary budget this afternoon and why we should have it, because it is a must that you must got some kind also must come up long correcting budget blaming from the previous years. Thank you too much, Mr. Speaker. Em tasol tok blomi na milagim bamblay pasim tasol this afternoon. Thank you too much.
The Honorable Member for Kono.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As a true me talk, thank you long. Former Finance Minister long Pikla Wokem being Wokem. new finance minister, I'm going inside now, me make sure it happens. Mr. Speaker, me like to call him, I'm the one that has been victimized. Mr. Bosem, 1 million me long half, and me go out. No straight him all is something me like him now. But me like to call him, me give him barely see. Now me like call him, somehow, you must straight million is 1 million me, and me go out long, straight him all is narabla. Urgent matters. One time is me fully support him is budget and must pass. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member Baba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm not pulling plan tok. The supplementary budget addresses areas na correcting sample calculations that were not considered in the budget when passed last year. But Mr. Speaker, me like through you drawing attention to all. Me look areas. Me raise some issue below me lo constituency. Sa mas look areas lo economic sector lo page 16. Me like draw my attention below minister. Long activity code 290 210256 Blobaba constituency economic development program. All around him 250,000. I think that's incorrect. Outload is a 950,000, the 1 million from last year, where people have been accessing 50,000. Baba had not accessed 250,000. But I see from here, law correctional make him, they've actually reduced that funding by 250,000, which was funding constituency Blomi not been accessing. And I want that money put back in. So I had 950,000 in arrears to be utilized this year. I should have that cash in order to do the work. And this is in addition to the 1 million for this year. Me draw misla attention blo minister, lo disla patasol. I'm concerned blo me. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me fully supporting budget. We should pass it, but I think this correction needs to be made. Thank you.
Honorable the Minister for Finance. Missing out him member for Minister for Finance, you know, so missing out him member belong North Nasioy, and then I'll go to the Minister for Independence Implementation, and then I'll finally come to the Minister for Finance. Member for North Nasioy.
Thank you. Me too. Me give him support below me along this budget, because normally this type of budget is it's called a revised supplementary budget, where you reprioritize the funds. Now you lock him along priority projects. So me support him this plan. The only thing me got question below me, Minister of Finance, lo budget below December, I was very disappointed that 1.2 million below me long. Our secondary e-learning, Olivin Rousing 1.2. It's still not here. Secondly, now again, lo here, lo book me got. Project of Peruana Social Development, only rousing somebody 180,000. You know, in normal circumstances, when the revised supplementary budget, the minister and the ministry responsible, you must consult on MIPLA. Now MIPLA consent him, you can do that. But as long as you can reappropriate him the next budget. One time, this will comment below me put him long register him also, but overall me supporting this plan. And my last comment is this: do we have the capacity and ability to implement this realignment projects within the next 2 months? I hope that you can fulfill that requirement. Suppose you know that this was something by role of others. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Minister for Bougainville Implementation and Attorney General.
First of all, Speaker, may congratulate the Minister on appointment belongan. And not only that, but within 2 weeks is already presenting a budget. Me give him look sawe too long, outgoing finance minister. Me make him clear, Mr. Speaker, that the minister is being forced to do a supplementary budget. The minister is being forced to do a supplementary budget. Now, me like him, you make clear long sample reasons. Sample reason, one big reason. National government, ikirap na rausim money. You may must kill sugar coating all display issue. We had a big fight in terms even long JSB. Now even the private session where President wanted Prime Minister, na me, na regional member of the South, and the Prime Minister told them, President, me no like more argue long all this money. One of the issue was this issue long regional member Rausimol money na put him lo narpla trust account. I tell you, this is structural attack long ability long ABG. Now you may set him date long independence. Me like him, you play clear long all this plus something. You may not can kirab na cross nothing, no legal project, no this plus something, and forget about the structural sabotage that is happening. So me within limitations, you may limited law funding, but me encouraging you may finish. You make some political independence. Will be laughing. Me no worry long all pen tete you may patient. You may accept him all this la pain. But for Bougainvillians who don't have the interest of Bougainville at heart, I'm putting you on warning, on notice. These are the sort of issues that some of us will not forget. And by heart, we're losing thing. 10 player, you may blockade. You may blockade na mama pikini die. Tete you may kiram na tram lo frustrate him. This is legitimate government. Lo deliver. Because you may fight lo position. We want to be in charge. So, me like him, you may long ABG house. Be true to yourself. You may one be true to ourselves. That the interest of our people must come first. So, Mr. Speaker, no would supplementary budget in onapim like blame yolgata. But me like him, you me clear. Master me talk long the landscape, the political landscape, the politics of Bougainville has forever changed. Time you me set him date here, it has forever changed. Me now expecting one member, and I make that appeal to all national members. It is not enough anymore. Lokirab na talk. Me thankful of Prime Minister because makimi minister na me karim voice blo Bougainville ikonside lo NEC. You don't have more. You don't have more use this argument. Because position lo national government is clear finish. You are not ready for independence. When I'm have mouse blong Bougainville again, but you karim go inside lo NEC. When at the same time some of this structural sabotage is happening. So, Mr. Speaker, me amas long presentation long. Minister, na me like him, you may talk lig na pass him.
Minister for Education.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, mi sanap ta so long. Eko yung mga something so. Minister, mi binting on samba you give me 3 million no school fees assistance. I'm sounding this on behalf of the children of Bougainville. So, suppose, yeah, I'm got 2 million, I'm meeting him by 3 million, sorry. So, yeah, me by passing budget now. We like put him, let the question be put. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Am I all right? By me saying out him, only put him question finish, suppose me entertain him, by no got more debate. So rather than put the question, I'm asking the Minister for Finance, who is the presenter of this bill, lo talk na pass him second reading debate. Yes. Minister?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. And I also want to thank the rest of the members of the House for the support. I've taken note of all sampler issues where Member for Baba, you raise him, also Education Minister, and to Member for Kono in regards to the information, what you've suggested over there. What I understand that there's been a duplication of submission that has been put through. That's why I'll be out in Moldisla, but I've requested if you not come law office and my officers will go through with it, explaining one time you as well too, if that's okay, one time you. And same, I've acknowledged all that. With that, thank you very much.
Honourable members, the question is that the supplementary bill, appropriation bill, be now read a second time. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The clerk.
Mr. Speaker, second reading of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, all get a appropriation bill is I got all recommendations for expenditure. I have a recommendation for expenditure of public monies in front of me. The Bougainville Executive Council, by virtue of the powers conferred by Section 1561, Executive Initiative of the Bougainville Constitution, hereby recommends the Autonomous Region of Bougainville Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025 insofar as it provides the expenditure of public monies. Dated this Thursday, 27th day of May 2025, Honorable Ismail Torama, President and Chairman, Bougainville Executive Council. The Honorable the Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now seek the leave of the House to move the third reading forthwith.
You don't need leave. The question is that the bill be now read a third time. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The clerk.
Third reading of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, you may go back to all statements. Honourable Minister for Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present to this Honourable House the progress update and performance of the health sector for the year ending December 2024. Mr. Speaker, in 2024, my ministry and department took every effort and a strategic approach to improve access to health services, as well as addressing ongoing challenges and impediments affecting effective delivery of public health programs and hospital services. Mr. Speaker, health is one of the key priorities of the Torua Nisira government, and my ministry is responsible for ensuring that health services are effectively provided to improve the quality of life for our people. We continue to deliver key public health programs at the basic primary healthcare level, as well as provide medical services at the district hospitals and the regional referral hospital in Buka. In our effort to improve quality, we are embarking on improving existing health infrastructures and building new ones based on our corporate strategy and infrastructure development plan. Mr. Speaker, Construction of the new Level 3 Kunwa District Health Center commenced in July 2024 and is progressing well despite a few issues, including bad weather conditions. As of this month, the outpatient building, the surgical ward, the maternity ward are almost completed, and 8 out of the 18 staff houses are also almost completed. We anticipate that the health center will be fully completed and commissioned at the end of this year. Mr. Speaker, construction of phase 1 of the new Level 4 Buin District Hospital has also commenced following the groundbreaking on 28 February. We sincerely thank the DPI department, the ministry and department for providing additional land for the hospital project. Work is currently progressing well, and I should provide another update on this project to this Honorable House in the next Parliament sitting. Mr. Speaker, we have progressed the work on the master plan and design of the Bougainville Specialist Referral Hospital. The tender was announced last year. However, awarding of contract was delayed because key technical information needed to inform the design was not available. This has been sorted out, and the Department of Technical Services has now commenced the process to award contract to the successful bidder. We aim to complete the design in mid-May and construction commence in June, just before the REACH are issued. Mr. Speaker, we are also doing all we can to improve the Buka Hospital and address the immediate needs, including procurement of equipment and refurbishment of the hospital infrastructure. And I'd like to thank the leadership of the President and the BEC to allocate 20 million kina for the upgrade and refurbishment of the Buka Hospital, because it is the existing facility that is saving the whole Bougainville. So in its wisdom, the BEC had to move 20 million kina out from the 70 million kina earmarked for the Bougainville Specialist Hospital, with the knowledge that the current facility is run down and needs refurbishment and upgrade, and also needs equipment, because it is the current facility that saves the whole region. The department has already submitted quotations to the Department of Finance to process payment for the equipment. The technical services team is finalizing the design for the infrastructure, and tender will be announced soon for refurbishment work to start. This current rollout of key impact infrastructure development in the health sector is an effort by the department to prepare Bougainville for independence. In future, the health department has plans to also build facilities, for example, a Southwest Bougainville Level 4 hospital in Boku, and a Level 4 district hospital for the atolls to be built on Nissan. Mr. Speaker, we are doing our best to bring health services closer to our people by initiating these infrastructure projects, but we also have duty to ensure that we have health workers employed and deployed to the health facilities. We are not able to recruit as there are health workers working without pay, and we must address their pay issues first before we can consider new recruitment. In February 2024, we submitted a list of health workers to DPMS to engage them on short-term contracts. They signed short-term contracts, and DPMS has been able to get them on payroll. To date, most of them have received their salary, and we are reviewing to ensure they are at their work locations. Mr. Speaker, Araba District Hospital had been without a doctor in the past months, but now a doctor has finally been placed to serve at the hospital. Dr. Gimot is a medical officer. Is serving now at Araba Hospital. Mr. Speaker, in the last 12 months, we emphasized on key interventions to support priority programs so that we can increase immunization coverage, increase supervised delivery in-case antenatal coverage, increase antenatal coverage, increase access to an update of family planning, reduce medical supply shortage, improve standard of health infrastructures, and strengthen integrated outreach activities in rural areas. We are doing all we can to continue to progress and sustain these initiatives since this year. In May 2024, the Health Secretary and the Chief Secretary signed an MOU with the National Department of Health to secure additional external funding to support these initiatives. Mr. Speaker, while we are doing all we can to address the health challenges, there is increasing demand for health services as the population increases. The estimates by the National Statistics Office indicates that population of Bougainville has increased to 641,000 people at a growth rate of 3.2%. This will be confirmed by the census that was recently concluded. The increasing population is having a negative impact on the level of services due to staff shortage as more health workers are retired and retrenched annually. In the last 3 years, about 60 health workers were retired, and another 37 have been identified to be retired this year. As a result, we are in critical need for additional health workers to boost service delivery. Currently, there are only 3 health workers responsible for 10,000 population, according to the health sector report of 2022. This is extremely low, but we are working with DPMS to address this critical gap. Mr. Speaker, as I stated above, we are rehabilitating and rebuilding our health facilities so that the population have access to health services. This rebuild focus on rural health facilities, supporting health training schools, health facilities in the 3 regions. My ministry focuses on increasing access and improve quality, and this will be achieved through collaboration and partnership with key stakeholders supporting the health sector. Mr. Speaker, the department is embarking on health promotion activities to address the increasing non-communicable diseases, or NCDs, in Bougainville. We launched the Health Promotion Initiative in April 2024, and the department is implementing the 10,000 toes screening program with ABG funding support. The World Health Organization is providing additional funding and technical support for NCDs, while the SDA health partner under the Bougainville mission is implementing the screening program. The department is committed to addressing lifestyle diseases and is working closely with technical partners on appropriate interventions to control the lifestyle disease at the primary health care level. Mr. Speaker, the department is leading the implementation of environmental health and WASH programs. A WASH implementation strategy has been developed with technical support from the European Union consultant based in Buka. The strategy 2024 to 2028 will be implemented for the next 5 years. This includes providing safe and clean water and sanitation to health facilities, schools, and communities across Bougainville. A comprehensive assessment of schools and healthcare facilities was conducted in 2024, and the department is now working to secure external funding to support the WASH activities. A WASH project management unit has been established, and the project team is working closely with stakeholders to progress the WASH initiatives. Mr. Speaker, a team of engineers and technical experts from Water PNG visited Arop in March 2024 and did feasibility assessment of Arawa town water supply. We have received the report, and the department is working with technical services to implement the recommendations. The Bougainville Power and Water Company also conducted community consultation with the community of Suir constituency on a potential water supply project to supply clean water from Chumpech to Buka town. Mr. Speaker, the supply of medicines has been one of the problems due to short supplies from the National Health Department, which is responsible for procurement of medicines. The National Department and the National Procurement Commission does the procurement and distributes to the provinces, who then distribute to the health facilities with support from local contractors. The department was able to procure some medicines from local suppliers with the funding allocated in the 2024 budget. The department is currently preparing to procure additional funds when the finance department releases funding. On the 2nd of April, that is next week, a pharmaceutical company from India, based in Port Moresby, is coming to meet with us to discuss on way forward so that we can be able to do our own procurement from the ABG budget. Mr. Speaker, the maternal mortality due to birth complication is being addressed through the emergency management of obstetric care program intervention. The program is targeted at supporting pregnant mothers to safely deliver their babies with minimum complications. The department initiated this critical program to train all health workers on how to manage obstetric emergencies. The department is currently piloting an antenatal program at Kekesu Health Center in Timputs to support mothers safely deliver their babies under appropriate supervision by midwives. The department is supporting the program with the Health Functional Grant. Our aim is to reduce maternal deaths to 0 in the next 2 years. Mr. Speaker, the hospital services is another critical component of healthcare. There has been a lot of critics towards our hospitals, but we are doing all that we can to address the operations and services provided in our hospitals with limited resources. Buka Hospital operates on an annual budget of 15 million kina for operational expenditures and personal emoluments which are provided by the national government, while Arawa Hospital hospital budget is about 5 million kina. However, Arab Hospital is only given 300,000 annually in the ABG budget, which needs to be adequately funded to improve its level of health care. I have managed to get a hospital board established for Buka Hospital. Their names have been submitted to the National Health Minister for gazettal. This board has been inactive or has not been working for a long time. And now this board will be responsible for the management of the hospital and to effectively manage the health facility effectively so that it can be able to get funding on time so that the level of care in the Buka Hospital can improve. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we did our very best in 2024 when limited resources, but we achieved some significant results. We are ranked second out of 22 provinces in immunization coverage for Penta 3, which protects our children against 5 infectious diseases. While the National Department of Health is still finalizing the final provincial performances for 2024, we have been advised that Arab is now ranked 6th out of 22 provinces, an improvement from 13th place in 2023. Mr. Speaker, it is challenging to maintain quality services with limited resources, but we are progressing our efforts to strengthen the health services, and build a formidable health workforce that will continue to provide healthcare services to our people. We continue to maintain strong partnership and collaboration with our development partners and key stakeholders in order to improve health services in preparation for independence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House take place in the later days. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, that the statement by the Minister for Health be made in order of the day for a later sitting. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Minister for Community Government.
Mr. Speaker, I stand before this House to provide an overview of the activities, achievements, and challenges facing the Department of Community Government, District Affairs, Disaster and Emergency as we move forward to 2025, and the annual report will be put into your pigeonholes. This statement reflects on our progress in 2024 and outlines our priorities for this year. Mr. Speaker, I am privileged to report to the House the activities that transpired under the core functions of the department, the ministry through the department, as the following functions: the corporate affairs, policy and planning, disaster and emergency, community governments, district services, in-service delivery. Mr. Speaker, the department's corporate plan was launched and being implemented across all levels, providing a roadmap for our management and operations. We now have the roadmap that will guide us, deliberate our priority activities from time to time. We will review our plan to align with the ABG priorities and ensure department achieves its corporate outcome. Municipal Services. Mr. Speaker, last year, this House approved the review of Community Government Act 2016. Significant progress was made in the review of the Act with key recommendations approved by BEC. Our main focus on the review is to give urban towns the mandate to functionalize municipal services in preparedness for independence. Urban towns should meet requirements of urban settings in all aspects of development. And I am glad to note in this honorable House that our urban community governments and councils, as compared to rural, have done extremely well in fiscally positioning the department where independence readiness is concerned, especially both for the three urban authorities in Buin, Arawa, and Buka. And we're now looking into expanding the Arawa, the Buka management into Kokopau due to the performance that have been already visible. Mr. Speaker, the Constitution and the CG Act recognizes the role of customary authorities who are custodians of customs and tradition, and in matter relating to governance in their communities. It is imperative that community governments fully recognize the traditional mandate and provide the required support accordingly. The need to incorporate customary authority to community government system is crucial, and that is what the government, what the department is really working towards. Revenue generation, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution also empowers community governments to self-sustain their operations. The department is deliberate on providing roadmap for all source of revenues that community governments and urban towns may source from. It will identify and look into policies that may empower them to commercial activities, business arms, investment, and collection of internal revenue from all sources. Mr. Speaker, the department targets for community government and urban towns to be fully capacitated and become self-reliant is our paramount business. Regional Development Authority. Mr. Speaker, I understand that this House has approved the draft legislation for enactment of the Regional Development Authority Act. The department has already commenced its awareness and consultation to inform stakeholders of the establishments. Proposed structures were presented and discussed during our regional consultation, Kibung's, and senior management teams meetings. Mr. Speaker, the department will take sector approach to view every aspect of matters and resolution that may bring all stakeholders to one plan, one budget. We have factored a budget to progress the works under the Regional Development Authority in 2025. Mr. Speaker, the department has started its work on developing a communication strategy across all levels, internally and externally. My department will ensure that it has a robust communication system in strengthening its own reporting structure and support department to all other ABG departments. This is important for the department due to its extensive function in collaboration and coordination of all sector activities to community government areas. Stakeholder collaborations. Mr. Speaker, we conducted 3 regional workshops with our partners to strengthen our working relationship through information sharing. These workshops have allowed the department to share its priority activities, which also serve the interest of key stakeholders. The involvement of our key development partners is crucial for this period through their financial support and expertise to deliberate on our key activities. Mr. Speaker, for more than a decade, the department had relocated from office to office and we have lost a lot of our properties, assets, and files. I am filled with gratitude to the support that is given to us to have supported the department and the Community Government Infrastructure Program. Mr. Speaker, we can now reorganize our office and create an enabling environment for our office, for our workforce and community government services. Mr. Speaker, one major achievement for community government was the arrangement on the remuneration of ward members through the National Kundu payroll. This concept has eased the overcommitment, but there are still a lot of work that needs to be done, and also to really work on how the transfer or post-independence situation looks like for ourselves internally. Mr. Speaker, the community governments are literally the focus and mandate of the department. We are charged to strengthen, support and build capacity of community governments through guiding principles, staff development, policy guides, and standard operational procedures. Mr. Speaker, the department is putting together measures to guide community governments through operating manuals and administrative guidelines. New CG's establishment. Mr. Speaker, this House has accepted the establishment of 5 new single-member constituencies. My department has progressed the work on formalizing affected community governments. The current tally of constituencies has increased to 38 and 44 rural community governments. And I'm looking forward to presenting submission of these and the progress that will be made in the next House. Disaster and emergency. Mr. Speaker, I'm privileged to announce that Bougainville Disaster Risk Management Plan has been completed, and also to note in this honorable House that while PNG does not have it, we are the first to have the Disaster Risk Management Plan completed, enhancing our preparedness and response capabilities. The plan was developed in collaboration with our stakeholders. We anticipate to have this plan launched and implemented no later than this year. Search and rescue. Mr. Speaker, for the last couple of months, the department had responded to 9 boat mishaps that occurred within the waters of Bougainville, New Island, and the Solomon Islands. The department responded to incidents in coordination with PNG Maritime Rescue Coordinating Center and the Australian Maritime Safety Authority. So much time and effort have been invested into these incidents. Mr. Speaker, the department has been responding to some sensitive issues through advisory support, logistics, dispatch of relief supplies, providing fuel and medical supplies in collaboration with our partners. We have carried out assessment before determining the course of actions and support required. Together with the Department of Bougainville Independence Mission and Implementation, we participated in peace talks in Kono constituency and the ongoing conflict displacing families from their homes. Assessments were carried out before the department dispatched food supplies to disadvantaged families. Mr. Speaker, Pineapple Island in Nissan was faced with food shortage, causing drastic decline of food accessible for Pineapple Primary School. The Northern Regional Office responded with goods and garden food with the support of the Northern Region. The Office of Disaster and Emergency coordinated and dispersed the relief supplies through school accordingly. The conflict in Hako constituency escalated as well to serious attacks causing death of prominent leader. The conflict has displaced some families from homes where disaster office carried out assessment and dispatched relief supplies to affected families. The displaced families were transported to safe house at Haila and their relatives outside of conflict area. The office continued to provide support and assess the situation from time to time. Similar incident occurred in my constituency where houses and properties were burned. Accusation of sorcery erupted between families, causing burning down of houses and loss of life. Again, the disaster office responded to the situation. Mr. Speaker, my department finds no rest, but will continue to be attentive and responsive to disasters events throughout the region. Mr. Speaker, my department will continue to maintain our relationship with development partners. I appreciate all support that comes from our development partners to the department, also by erecting the community government halls and offices throughout the region. We have 7 buildings in North, 6 in North, 6 in South, and 6 in Central, 19, who supported the department by erecting 19 community government halls and offices throughout the region. We have 7 buildings in North, 6 in South, and 6 buildings in Central Bougainville. Mr. Speaker, we anticipate to continue this program under our development partnership until we complete all community governments. Our Nisan and Atolls communities were fortunate to have installed solar kits through the Community Government Integrated Sustainable Program. Solar kits were dispatched and installed in every houses in 5 community governments. This is a massive achievement, and I also would like to note that since last year, about 80% of all that targeted programs that were proposed for North and Atolls, 80% of it was completed. Mr. Speaker, I wish to commend this House for taking leadership and giving the support and initiative to collaborate with community governments in developing their communities. Sector coordination is key role of the Department for Basic Service to be delivered to community governments. Mr. Speaker, at the regional level, we coordinate and monitor all sector services from sector programs, developing partners, investors, agency functions, and ABG developments. Though other departments may report on the services and development that have delivered, the sustainability monitoring and reporting has always been the function of my department through districts and community governments. Mr. Speaker, we're faced with so many challenges. However, my department is giving priority to developing policy framework that should establish district management team and district planning committee. This establishment should bring all funding sources with a function to closely monitor and coordinate all basic and development services to the community. I commend this statement to this Honorable House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable the Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House take note of the statement by the Minister for Community Government and that the debate of that statement take place later on.
Honorable members, the question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. I've got a few other ministers. Let me call on the Minister for Public Service.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to provide this Honorable House with an update on the ongoing efforts to transform the Bougainville Public Service as we progress towards our independence readiness. The DPMAS plays a pivotal role in the strengthening governance, institutional capacity, and service delivery. Throughout our 5-year corporate plan, 2023 to 2027, we are implementing strategic reforms to build a professional, efficient, and value-based public service that is fit for purpose. Mr. Speaker, I also would like to mention here that the Department of Independence Implementation is currently conducting an assessment within the public service, and a report would be tabled in this House as to the performance of the public service in implementing the independence-ready mission. Under the strengthening good governance and institutional capacity, Mr. Speaker, our approach to public service transformation is anchored on 1, structural reviews aligned with the Bougainville Integrated Strategic Development Plan to ensure an effective and streamlined public service. Secondly, the development of a values-based public service framework to instill integrity, accountability, and transparency in governance. Thirdly, the realization of smart ABG and digital government, ensuring modernized and technology-driven BHOR service delivery. Fourthly, the establishment of a capacity and capability framework to build a competent workforce that meets the needs of an independent Bougainville. Some of the key achievements in 2024. Number 1 is the retirement program. Mr. Speaker, in December of 2024, I had the honor to farewell a total of 37 retiring public servants in Arawa and Buka. Mr. Speaker, my department continues to revitalize the public service by ensuring that aging public servants are retired and replaced as we move towards independence. In 2024, the calculation is estimated at 2 million for 37 retirees have been completed and approved, pending funding from the National Department of Personnel Management and Treasury to facilitate payments. In 2025, the department is targeting at further 62 personnel who have reached the retirement age where their performance is affected by the age. Mr. Speaker, further to this, my department will address unattached officers by reviewing the unattached officers listing from the public service to redeploy these officers or retrench them from the public service. Under personal emoluments and workforce management, in the year 2024 budget, PE was allocated 35 million, reflecting an increase of 2 million from the previous year. Of the 2 million, 1.35 million was allocated for the implementation of SRC determination for HODs, while 6.5 million was allocated for salary increment. However, funding remains insufficient to cover the full workforce needs, especially with 94 new positions filled through merit-based recruitment and 124 nurses in rural and headquarters engaged on short-term contracts, as mentioned by the Minister for Health. Mr. Speaker, I want to inform this House that the cost of public service personnel alone presents a significant problem for the government moving forward and must be addressed as we move forward to independence. This has been a problem in the past and continues to be a problem because we rely on the national government with our PE. Let me put this into perspective by giving this simple arithmetic of the numbers. The total positions in the public service has been put at 793 at an estimated cost of 45 million per annum. This figure has been consistent over the last 3 years. However, over the last 3 years, the public service has been receiving less than 35 million. In 2022, the ABG received 32 million. In 2023, we received 35 million, and in 2024, the same 35 million. In 2025, the ABG budget team put in a budget submission to the national government for 50 million. However, it has been issued only 37.5 million. This represents an increase of 2 million. Mr. Speaker, the 2 million kina was given by the National Department of Treasury for the implementation of the heads of department and leaders' pay worth 1.3 million and increments for public servants 0.76 million. This means there is simply no funds to continue to recruit personnel in key priority positions in the department. Mr. Speaker, with this amount of funding, the ABG Public Service simply cannot run the public service and expect the optimal service delivery to the people of Bougainville. This government and the new government has no choice but to provide funding support for the public service as we move towards independence. Mr. Speaker, despite this setback, I am pleased to advise that the public service has just completed a recruitment drive targeting senior management positions in key departments across the public service. This is a step forward as we try to strengthen public service leadership by bringing in the best middle line managers through a merit-based appointment process conducted by the Department of Personnel Management and Administrative Services. Under the Public Service Bill and Regulatory Framework, the long-awaited Public Service Bill has progressed significantly with drafting instructions sent to the legal team. It's important to note here, Mr. Speaker, that we only have one draftswoman or draftsperson that and all the departments are competing competing with each other to ensure that our bills are drafted. So after nearly a year of waiting, the bill is now in its final stages. This will provide strong legal foundation for efficient and accountable public service. Under the training and development initiatives, for the first time, Bougainville Public Service now has a 5-year learning and development plan developed in partnership with the department, DPMAS, and the National Department of Personnel Management in Waigani. This plan will drive human capacity development in our public service. Mr. Speaker, the lack of training facilities remains a major challenge. At present, the ABG spends an estimate of 50 to 100,000 per year on hiring venues of training in Bougainville, depending on the duration of a course. Investing in our own training facility, including a school of government, is a critical need towards independence ready. Mr. Speaker, let me inform this House that the 5-year learning and development plans come with an annual cost estimated at 1 to 2 million, depending on the ever-increasing cost of goods and services. Despite past undertaking, for the first time, 2 million has been allocated in this year's budget for implementing the training and development programs, making a significant milestone. Under the Public Service Induction Program, the rollout of induction training for public service has been delayed due to funding constraints in 2024. But this year, with the funding that has been allocated, we will roll out the recruitment, the induction program as soon as we have access to those funds. This remains a priority to ensure that all officers understand their roles and responsibilities from the outset. Mr. Speaker, an effective public service induction training program is essential to instill good governance principles, work ethics, and accountability in new and existing public servants. This program is homegrown, developed in alignment with Bougainville's unique governance structure, cultural context, and strategic aspiration for independence readiness. While this homegrown material is already in use to prepare officers for public service responsibilities, with the training commencement in the coming weeks, the development of a fully certified training curriculum is still pending. The certification process is linked to the Public Service Bill, and the establishment of the Bougainville Public Service General Orders will provide necessary legal and regulatory framework for standardizing all training materials. Once the bill is passed and the general orders are in place, the induction will fully certify and formally recognized within the Bougainville Public Service Learning and Development Framework. Mr. Speaker, implementing this induction program is a priority as it lays the foundation for an efficient, ethical, and independent ready workforce. However, its full rollout has been delayed due to funding constraints. Under the National Housing Commission drawdown of powers and functions, Mr. Speaker, the bulk of work with the NHC drawdown, National Housing Commission properties on Bougainville. All these properties total up to 742 properties. It was important that these properties were audited to enable the National Lands Department and National Housing Commission to jointly facilitate the transfer of the properties to the ABG later on. Therefore, our job was to collect details of all the National Housing Commission properties by sections and allotments, including the names of current tenants. Mr. Speaker, in the light of the above, two major activities carried out here was the initial awareness in Arawa, Buin, and Buka, followed by the actual audit towards the end of 2024. Mr. Speaker, executives of the National Housing Commission, including the management of DPMAS, were involved in the initial awareness in Arawa, Buin, and Buka. However, given the sensitivity of this matter, a two-man advance party from Administrative Services Directorate was dispatched a couple of weeks ahead to prepare the groundwork, followed by the actual joint awareness by National Housing Commission and DPMAS. Mr. Speaker, with the actual audit carried out, the National Housing Commission was represented by a senior valuer and a senior lands officer. The ABG team included Administrative Services Directorate staff, ABG lands valuer, and alienated lands officer, including a senior building supervisor from Technical Services. Mr. Speaker, the audit carried out was successful with 85% of the properties throughout Arawa, Buin, and Buka audited. The other 15% will be completed this year. Mr. Speaker, the success of the joint National Housing Commission and ABG audit was due to the involvement of authorities on the ground, especially the Arawa Urban Authority in Arawa and the Buin District Coordinator. Buka was not a problem as HQ is here. Similarly, Mr. Speaker, a funding component of 300,000 kina provided under the ABG development budget for this project also contributed to the successful outcome. Mr. Speaker, with the National Housing Commission drawdown, two main activities planned for this year, 2025, are the completion of the audit of the 15% of properties still outstanding and the development of an MOA between the National Housing Commission and the ABG. A funding component of 300,000 kina has again been provided under this year's development budget for this, and I thank the Finance Minister and team for their continued support. Mr. Speaker, due to the urgency of this project for independence readiness, this work is of high priority. Similarly, it has also become a high priority because it is an ABG agenda. Mr. Speaker, Bougainville's future rests on a professional and effective public service that is ready for independence. The reforms we are taking are not merely administrative changes. They are fundamental reorganization to positioning Bougainville for success. With the continued support of this House, our development partners, and our people, I am confident that we will achieve a public service that is resilient, accountable, and capable of delivering the aspirations of Bougainville. Our strategic priorities moving forward, Mr. Speaker, as we progress, our focus will be on 1, the passing of the Public Service Bill, 2, the implementation program, number 3, enhance service delivery through various actions, including right-sizing merit-based appointments, learning and development programs, cadetship program, and performance management reviews. 4. Implementing the biometric system. This will enhance efficiency in tracking time and attendance, aligning with our vision for a smart ABG and digitalized governance. Lastly, enhancing governance and accountability, strengthening oversight mechanisms, ensuring merit-based appointments, and fostering a culture of integrity and transparency in public administration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I commend this statement to the House.
Thank you, Minister. The Honorable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House take note of the statement by the Minister, and that the debate of the statement would take place later on. Thank you.
Honorable members, the question is that the statement by the Minister for Public Service be made an order of the day for a subsequent meeting. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The Honorable Minister for Community Development.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Long give me this opportunity to long present my statement. Long me, I got all annual report. Me not ready, but by black and sim long pigeonhole tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, I would like to take this time to acknowledge the presence of our good President, His Excellency Honorable Ismail Torama, the Vice President Honorable Patrick Nisira, and the ministers, members of this House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to acknowledge our ongoing commitment and time towards representing the voice of our people and delivering required service within our aspiration for an independent Bougainville. Mr. Speaker, on the same token, I wish to say that let us continue to work on close partnership this year to bring the voice and aspiration of our people to forefront and support our President in pushing the agenda independent Bougainville. Mr. Speaker, I would now proceed with my formal ministerial statement on the achievement and progress of my ministry through the Department of Community Development. Mr. Speaker, the achievement has based on the delivery of required services in 2024 as per the organizational charter and core function of the Ministry and the Department of Community Development. Mr. Speaker, a major achievement of the Ministry and the Department of Community Development in 2024 was the successful implementation of identified activities supporting prioritized policy and legislation process. Mr. Speaker, the policy and the legislation process progress through the Department of Community Development supports ABG's priorities and on effective drawdowns of 290 powers and function as per the sub-agreement of 2021 and current independent preparedness strategies. Mr. Speaker, the Department of Community Development successfully completed and launched 3 major policies in 2024. Mr. Speaker, these policies include the Bougainville Gender Equality, Women's Empowerment and Peace and Security Policy, the ABG Civil Society Partnership Policy, and the Bougainville Youth Policy. Mr. Speaker, the development and the completion of these policies followed as required process, including region-wide stakeholders engagement, data valuation process, and final submission to the BEC for seeking endorsement and approval. Mr. Speaker, policy development process was supported through the Australian government through DFAT and the United Nations. Mr. Speaker, apart from the policies, the Department of Community Development also progressed work on 4 proposed pieces of legislation in 2024 in partnership with the ABG Law and Justice sector and the Australian PNG Law and Justice. Mr. Speaker, these proposed laws include the Bougainville Family Law, the Bougainville Civil Registry Law, the Bougainville Censorship Law, and the Bougainville Integrated Community Development Law. Mr. Speaker, of those 4 proposed laws, the Bougainville Family Law is currently in drafting process with work progress to the required legal process. Mr. Speaker, the reason why the proposed family law for Bougainville is prioritized is based on the current establishment of an administrative unit under the Department of Community Development to administer the law, being the Family and Welfare Service section. Mr. Speaker, the drafting process of the other 3 proposed laws will be pursued as soon as the required administrative function and capacity needs are identified, progressed, and established. This is a priority that will be progressed in 2025. Mr. Speaker, also in line with its priorities for progressing the drawdown and transfer of community development powers functions, the ABG Ministry and the Department of Community Development signed a joint work plan and an MOU in 2024 with the national. Mr. Speaker, national counterpart agencies included the Ministry and the MOU provides legislative and policy directives under the specific mandates of each participating agencies to ensure the roles identified in the JWP Joint Work Plan are fully implemented. Mr. Speaker, the MOU also sets out specific provisions on infrastructure development relating to civil and identity registry and censorship, particularly on the design of systems that will be applicable and suitable to Bougainville's context. Mr. Speaker, a major strategy to achieve the expected outcomes of the joint work plan and the provision a capacity building institutional is prioritized to be achieved in 2025. Mr. Speaker, having noted our policy and the legislation process in 2024, I will now update the House on the implementation of specific community development programs in 2024 as per our mandated functions. Mr. Speaker, under its gender equality and women's empowerment mandate, the Department of Community Development, with support from the ABG Department of Law and Justice Services, compiled a draft CED-AW reports from Bougainville. Mr. Speaker, ABG's draft CED-AW report notes that the current process it is taking in its journey towards self-determination and extent to which women and girls have been involved and participating in the overall process. Mr. Speaker, significant reflections are also made on the issues that position of women and girls, including their participation in socio-economic, political, and cultural life over the course of the last 15 years. Mr. Speaker, a major achievement under the sports development programs in 2024 was the department's efforts in facilitating the participation of a soccer team from Central Bougainville at friendly soccer match held in Solomon Islands. Mr. Speaker, this event provided a significant opportunity for Bougainville
and to get things up and running over the next four months. Mr. Speaker, let me start with the department's corporate governance sector achievements. I would like to inform this Honourable House that the department is proud to have its revised corporate plan 2023 to 2027 launched last year on the 16th of October 2024, which aligns to the ABG's six-point strategy that has been further unpacked into Bougainville's long-term Vision 2052 and the Bougainville Integrated Strategic Development Plan 2027. This is a proactive approach undertaken by my department to achieve nation building for Bougainville's independence. We have recently attachments for trainee students from various institutions within Bougainville and across Papua New Guinea for short to medium to long term to provide much needed capacity shortfalls within the department. My department continues to value infrastructure development as a critical enabler for transforming Bougainville from a restorative mode to an independence mode. As such, we have shifted our strategic focus in alignment with the ABG's Bougainville Integrated Strategic Development 2023-27 infrastructure sector development plans to achieve the ABG's Vision 2052 targets going forward. As such, we have completed 2 critical staff accommodation units within Kachinkuri area. Mr. Speaker, this key achievement also includes the completion of 2 fisheries staff houses and a 2-1-in-1 classroom dormitory at the Bougainville Technical College to introduce fisheries courses in partnership with the ABG Department of Education and the National Fisheries College in KVN. Mr. Speaker, in my agriculture sector, I would like to report that on the 7th of August 2024, the Bougainville Food Security Strategic Action Plan 2023-2027 was launched with other stakeholders in Port Moresby. The goal of the Bougainville Food Security Strategic Action Plan 2023-27 is to ensure that every Bougainvillean, including women, children, and the most disadvantaged population, have equal access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and preferences for active and healthy life. Let me also report the successful outcome of the 2024 annual Bougainville Chocolate Festival, which was held on the 25th to the 27th of September in Arawa, Central Bougainville, with the theme Improving Innovation and Information Sharing for Sustainable Socio-Economic Empowerment, which aims to highlight the latest in cocoa innovation and to promote production of high-quality beans,